Hello there everyone, this is Mark 3 and welcome back to Mashinky, Metropolis project. It's been a while since this one's popped up, hasn't it? I do apologise. It's like this game seems to have slacked off and become a general rambling kind of thing rather than like, let's play for the joy of moving things from A to B in as twisted and inefficient a manner as possible, while also being an absolute cheapskate. Or something to that effect? Question? I don't know. This is a thing, okay? Apparently. Very much a thing. And it started taking me a while to get back into this one. Right. I was reminded how much I like to chill out with these games, though, when I played the Open TTD miniseries last week. It's like, you know what I haven't played in a while? It might be a little thing called Mashinky. Yes. Maybe I should actually go and play that. Yes. Might be a good idea. Yes. I'm saying, yes, rather too much there, but you get the general idea. So I'm going to be picking up where I left off. I should actually double this station up, at least a little bit. Since this one is going to be receiving shipments of lumber, I need to make sure it can actually separate that, but yeah. So, I am once again back on Metropolis project. And what's the ramble? I mentioned this game is often become a rambling thing, hasn't it? So what's the ramble? What's the boggle? Green block is 1, what's equals next block green, otherwise shows red. Yep, that one. Well, the ramble is, I suppose, the state of the channel. It's no doubt not escaped anyone's attention, really, that the channel has been kind of falling apart a little bit, as I accidentally placed 2 signals. Oops. Yeah, the channel's been kind of like falling apart a little bit in recent weeks, / last month-ish, maybe. And I do apologise for that. But that's kind of what's been happening. I must admit to it. Scheduling has gone off. Streams have moved over to Twitch, but I've once again failed to be sending over the VODs. I've managed to transfer them, so they're all saved, I think. But I've just not been keeping on top of things like I should do. And as I mentioned in one of the Mech Warriors at the start of the week, I think I'm just tired in general. So that's why I'm slowing down and looking forward to next week, when I will have a glorious week off from work and I'll have a little bit of free time, a chance to slow down, stop dealing with peoples and things like of that nature. Let's see, we need the input lines and we need an export line dedicated for stuff. Yeah, you know what, let's have 2 lines here. So yeah, my quote-unquote plan, as it is to kind of get back on track with things over the next week or so. And one of those things that's going to be happening is, I mentioned I've got all these videos, well, the stream archives actually, stored up. But I have... the problem is I keep streaming. I've not stopped streaming, actually, even though they've not been appearing on YouTube. And so they've been building up. And I had a considerable reserve already. So if I want to make a dent in it, I'm going to have to release archives consistently. Continuously. And in much greater quantities than I was streaming. So... there's a lot of older material just waiting in the wings, basically, that needs to be sorted out. Among them is, I think, the entirety of this current series of Avorian, the last part of Frostpunk, and bits of XCOM, a whole bunch of From the Depths. You know, I have been absolutely terrible at getting this stuff updated onto YouTube. And I don't really have an excuse for it either. nor do I think that an excuse is really appropriate, except for what I said before, which is I think I may be a bit tired in general, and that's why I'm going down the tubes a little bit, and I'm messing up a bit, so... let's see, that's hooked up to there, that's hooked up to there. We've got a nice shiny supply of metal. We've got the iron ore mine over here, which is also expecting supplies of timber. Though we also need iron ore going over here as well. I think we need to do a bit of creative digging around here. Might help a little bit. I think I'm not sure if I've mentioned this before, but I really do approve of Mashinky's take on how the tracks work. It's like Railroad Tycoon and what was it? Railroad Empire, I think it was, something like that. It's just like the much larger track designs that you are required to work with. It's very nice. I like it. Sure, it's an absolute pain to work with, but nothing's perfect, is it? I think that's good there. Because I need to get a tunnel underneath this area for the stuff. Yeah, like that. So yeah, I think that kind of sums up what you can be expecting, at least in the nearest future. Like, series will become more reliable, and we'll actually get back to a regular upload time, because that's something else that's kind of gone out the window, isn't it? Like, regular uploads, And I'm also hoping that in getting things more under control, I'll be able to upload more reliably, and I won't be stressing out anything like as much about it. Though I think this might be a repeating lesson though, because I think I've come across this a couple of times before, and then it's like, by the way, you've got caught up in focusing too much on this, you're stressing out again, you idiot. So, it's kind of an unknown thing, and I've never known how to balance everything properly. But that's just me, because I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot with low self-esteem. Always have been. I've never been sure of things. Which is why it's so weird that I've got this as a hobby in the first place. But here it is, here we are. We've got this road that I've come down, and I'm going to do my best to keep it going. I mean, I may not interact with people as often as you might like. I must admit to that one as well. Yes, we're doing all confessor type things on here, aren't we? I mean, I'm only like semi-present on the Discord, but that is unfortunately about the level where I can more or less handle it, at least on the Discord. I do stop in pretty regularly, and I do like to stop by and just chat with people sometimes. But then I have a lot of trouble conveying my own wants and honestly needs at times as well. And that's also a long-running problem. So again, it's me, it's not anyone else, it's me. Hang on a second, wasn't I blathering about this last time? Knowing me, I probably was. That would just take the cake, wouldn't it? It's like, hey, this sounds familiar. Didn't you do this last time you recorded Mashinky? Probably. It's an ongoing problem. I don't know. Oh dear. And now I'm second guessing myself rather hard, and I don't know what's going on. Which is absolutely perfect. I think I wanted to... Yeah, I wanted to have this... Of course, another problem with taking time between parts of the Metropolis project is that it can take... You can forget what you're doing. I had to spend like a little bit of time working out the numbers again on the resource loads for these things, all these stations I'm working on. It's like, hang on, wasn't I going to send this one here and that one over there, and that one was going to be put into a frilly dress and forced to dance on the stage or something? I don't know. A train in a frilly dress. Yes. Such a weird thought. Though, it probably exists somewhere. I mean, we've got personified trains in many cultures for quite some time, so it would not surprise me in the least if we've got a ballerina train that's bright pink somewhere. Or pale blue, or whatever other colours are popular in ballet. I don't know. I don't watch ballet. But I just know the tired old trope of ballet being dancing around in a pretty pink tutu and leotard in these really small white slippers going, "Me, look at me, I'm bouncing all over the place." I know that does it a disservice. There's a lot more energy that goes into it than that, but what can I say? It's one of those weird little things that I've never quite lost. So I'm not 100% sure about it. And I'm kind of wondering now how to get stuff from this depot into this track area without sending it all the way down here first. I think that, yeah, a shortcut there is the best way through. Not the greatest way through, but it's only like a temporary link. But that should help. However, it does mean that trains coming from the oil side here can actually now get into the entire thing. But we've still got resource trains coming in the other two, so that's actually okay. I think. Famous last words. Yes. Alright, let's build some PDLs. I guess one thing that I should probably touch on a little bit is that there has actually been an update to this game. Well, several updates. Since last time I recorded. And honestly, there's one I'm kind of haven't seen the impact of yet, but the other one's from the developer side, which is the developer left his job at the wherever it was he was at a games development company, and he's actually working full time on this game as a project. And I say congratulations to you, good sir, and I wish you well, because you have definitely made something very nice here. Let's see, what was it? Full load, then go to this station. So that'll be start transferring. Oh, this one needs an additional thing as well. This will start transferring additional loads of loads of iron ore. So that can go. And we also need another BR again with, I think another 200 capacity is a good idea, which we will be calling off Station 64 in Coventry. Though this one's got a considerably longer trip, so we might actually need an additional train for this one. And your orders is to carry the ore back to here as well. So we're starting to get this little steel system starting to flow a little bit. Though these trains might be massively overloaded, they are still the most powerful small engines I've got access to. Because that neatly segues into the newer update, which has actually been purely visual. As in, there's been updates to the town graphics and things. I've not really seen any yet in this game. I've played it a little while, at least letting it run. But the flickering I was noticing last time I was playing, like, you know, how the number was flickering in the town, that seems to have disappeared, so the game is more stable than it was before. Still lags a little bit, but it's okay. It's signs of improvement. So development is continuing. Unfortunately, there isn't a new age for me to try to expand, which is why we've not had a mountain game stream either. I never set out to do that. I never set out to have like 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know what? We've got a length 8, I think it is, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think that's length 8. There we go. That'll start to move some coal around. But it was never my intention to have mountain game be the trial thing. I think it was Raz that pushed that one on me, actually. But I'm okay with that. Mountain game just acting as a trial. It actually was a trial for the Mashinky when I first started getting into it. It's actually there's a trial when the early Diesel Age came out for the first time. So yeah, Mountain Game acts as a trial. It's just that the update is town graphics and building appearance, as far as I could tell reading the patch notes. Beyond stability improvements and things like that. So there was not very much for me to do or say about any of it. Not really. Wasn't relevant, at least as far as my coverage of the game is concerned. But make no mistake, I still gladly cover this game. Because maintaining a way to chill out is important. Always is. Always will be. Maintaining ways to steal coal from your neighbours is also important. Yes. Always is, always will be. Yes. You never underestimate the power of stealing coal. Because Santa needs his coal. I've been a naughty boy. I don't know where that came from. I really don't. Where's the signal box? There's the signal box. There it is. So yeah, I guess this video is more like a case of Mashinky is actually still here, kind of thing. Rather than like, I'm not sure it's a true return to form. For that, you've got to have a form in the first place, I think. So I'm not sure I've got a form for this thing to return to. Let's just put it that way. It's Mashinky. It's Metropolis projects. I use it to chill. I use it to apparently vent a little bit sometimes. I use it to thread dubious-looking tracks between two tightly packed support buildings, because that's apparently how I've decided this will be a good idea to try and work it. Well, I prove my own idiocy pretty often in this kind of game, let's be honest. Any kind of building game, I'll find a way to make myself look silly working on it. You can rely on me for that. Oh, well. In case you can't tell, my self-confidence is still hell of a messed up. I don't know why that's relevant to the conversation, but it is relevant to something. And I just like to laugh and mock myself quite a lot. Besides, I kind of want to get this coal line finished. Admittedly, the end is not very neat because of the placement of existing structures, but I'm not going to demolish it all. I'm going to leave it as is. Plus, I've done the whole Byzantine thing of got too much money, hey, let's knock a hole through the middle of a mountain kind of approach. Which this kind of game actually fosters to quite well. Just need to move a signal, I think. Yeah, that one. That side, yes, thank you. Yeah, I've honestly run out of words. I know that's weird. It's like, and I know it's happened a few times in the past. It's like, oh my god, that absolute chatterbox Mark III has run out of words. Yeah, it's because I'm not entirely sure what to say, or what to think, or what to do. It's like I'm getting absorbed by the gameplay. That's been happening more of late as well. It's like I've lost multitasking a fair bit in the Mech Warrior stuff, because that tends to be like kind of split. Oh good, here comes the first delivery of iron ore. Yeah, you know, kind of like stuff like that. Kind of want to pull it off there though. Just put it this way. So yeah, it's like I keep finding this mythical beast that is a quote-unquote standard to try and hold myself to, and it's a complete and utter stupidity, but I do it anyway, you know, because I can never personally identify this great beast, which is expectation, which is success, measurement. I never know. There's a lot of things I never know. And there's a lot of things I worry I never will know. Because I'm a lonely idiot, basically, but, you know. But again, I think those are some of my failings as a person and just my version of a human being. I won't say human, because end of the day we're all different people, aren't we? What's a failing in me is not something that someone else might have to deal with. Just like what someone else might be trying to deal with is not something that I could appreciate and or experience in the same way, you know? We're all our own people. I mean, how do you describe the colour blue to a creature without eyes? Obviously, the gap isn't quite as bad as that, but you know, it's a worthwhile thing to wonder. And I think there was something about a news article recently where there was like this unknown creature has been found at the bottom of the sea who sees the world incredibly differently to the way that humans have evolved to see it. Then there's also all that speculation about how Mars will have a different colour sunset, because, you know, they'll have a different colour sunset, the atmosphere is a different composition, so anyone who grows up there will interpret colours in a different way. Like, I think it's, well, according to Surviving Mars at least, which I've been playing a fair bit of recently, on Mars the sunset will be blue rather than orange. What a bunch of weirdos. I mean, those Martians with their saying sunsets are blue. No one can trust that kind of people, right? It's all crazy talk. Nah. Unfortunately, it makes sense as far as I'm concerned. And it's also come out of a lot more scientific thoughts as well. So I can talk. I don't know. I find it ironic. I'm talking about scientific, a scientific principle of perception, while I'm digging holes in a computerized simulation made for entertainment purposes. Changing the colour green to the colour brown and watching these little numbers float around the place for my entertainment. It feels rather weird when I put it that way, I think. I don't know. Let's give the entry point there. Yep, that's all looking good. So I don't know. This is again what happens if I lose track of what I'm trying to say or do. Basically I've gone completely off the rails, and I'm talking about how do we perceive colours? Does this smell yellow to you? Is this purple prettiest when you feel its touch? It's all rather confusing, really. Oh wait, hang on. That was a Goon Show quote. Hang on. Whoops. Well, to be fair though, it's pretty accurate. It is all rather confusing, really, because I've completely lost the plot at this point. I don't know what I'm blathering on about. And if you know what I'm blathering on about, I am honestly shocked, because if I can't follow this and I'm the one doing it, then how's anyone else meant to do it? Okay, take that to there, then take that one to there, get that one started, yes. Alright, so we've got full loads of iron ore flowing in, we've not got any loads of coal flowing as such. We've had like one load, I think, because we've... hang on. This place has not received iron. I think because this place has not received coal. Interesting. Why is this stuff not worked out yet? I know that this coal mine is working only at partial. By the way, notice this is another reason, by the way, that I've not been showing the game as much, and it's become a lower and lower priority. When I hit fast forwards, the game just went into lag central, because there's so much stuff on this map now. So the game is, despite its simplicity, actually becoming too complex. It's becoming too much for my computer to handle readily because of the amount of trains rolling around. It really is, and that's another reason I'm hesitating on this game. It's like, but if I play this game, I could try to play it, but it's probably going to melt my computer or something like that. Let's see, move that to there and then that to there. I need... Where was my drop-off point going to be again? I've got the coal supplies plugged in. I've got wood flowing in already. I did that last episode of this. Where was the plant I was going to send the stuff to? I was looking at this one over here, I think it was. Anyway, yeah, here's Blackburn. We do need to check in. This is Metropolis project after all. Blackburn is currently at 295 souls. And it's almost ready to grow a few more. I think a lot of its progress is restricted by the fact that we don't have larger buildings. So that is something else in the update. The plan for bigger stuff. So I've also realised I could be growing it faster if I hooked in all of the mail to a different route. And that might be worth it. However, the mail route would have to come in through this central station here, because that's the only one in reach of the post office. That's a potential project for next time. Goods, however, have proved to be very much a dead end as far as trying to accelerate growth is concerned, so I think getting access to all the mail into a centralised path and then having all the passenger trains rolling around the rest of the time is probably the best way to go about it. Trying to draw the mail in. Let's see, fast forward. Watch as the frame rate drops to hell. Going to build mode, which is slightly better, but it's still lagging quite a bit. And you can see why this series is petering out. Frame rate is not too good. Let's actually take the system in. I said system 5. Oh, like that. Right, according to this, we are running at 7.7 FPS right now. When I slow it down, we hit 50. So yeah, that's why Metropolis, that's another reason, and one of the big ones, that Metropolis project has been kind of like fading out a bit. My machine can't cope with the trains. There's too many trains. The game is performing better, but it's not optimized enough for my piece of junk. Oh well, we got three more people though, at least. And this is, by the way, remember, this has also been done taking into account that the project's core trains are built for maximum possible number of passengers per trip on the fastest readily available engine, meaning the GS2s. So if I was using first class or trying to multiply the money I'd be getting, A, it would be pointless because I'm swimming in money as it is, and B, it would just mean more trains to simulate. So that would just mess it up even further. That's a sawmill there. Yeah, I think my plan was to head down towards this one here and use this as the drop-off point for all materials. So it's quite a ways away, actually. But I don't think there's anywhere else I can put it. There's one there. Ooh, that's lag. Right. Yeah, there's nowhere else nearby. So the nearest one, it has to be like a quarter of the map away, pretty much. This one over here. Unless I can found the industry, I don't think that's been added. Infrastructure, yep, I can only build the shops and the headquarters. I can't found an industry. Shame really, because that is really inconvenient trying to get it over that way. It's going to be costly. It's going to need a big track, a major project. Oh no, another major project involving trains. And many, many of them. What a shame. Well, my computer's probably begging for mercy or something like that. But, hey, you know, can't be helped, can it? Why are you stopped? You are fully loaded, are you not? Go to station 65, yes, then you go to station 68. Start. Okay, so that for some reason that train was stopped at the full load station. Kind of weird. I think it might have glitched out a little bit because there is a clear route back, which will get it back where it wants to go. At least I think there is. Yep. Loop over here, go around here, and then up this little path and straight into the area. Yep. There is definitely a path back, so I don't know why that train was stopped at the station. All I know is this station has got too much iron ore in, so the iron ore trains are just circling around uselessly right now. Why is that coal train stopped as well? Full load, then go to station. You should not be stopped. You were just sitting there with the station full of coal. You idiot. Why did you do that? I don't know. But anyway, I'm afraid with that rant and with getting a bit confused, we're also out of time, so we're going to have to call it there. This has been Iron Mark 3. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys are continuing to enjoy the show. Feel free to leave me any feedback on things down in the comments. Like hints about how the channel's doing in general and things like that. I think I'm entering a feedback phase again. Not too sure though. But still, it'd be nice to hear from people. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all some other time. Yeah. Catch you later. And... oh. Oh. Is that better? Is there anywhere else I've messed this up? Oops. Reverse. So I accidentally released the wooden... Right, so, signals. See if the train still stopped.